What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to Blue Lock for Life. We are about to get into it. Today we are going over Blue Lock chapter 351. We've been waiting for this, you know what I'm saying? And it's finally out, so let's get straight into it. No waste no time. It's Egoist. Let's go. So, continuing with where we left off, we already understood that Ego pretty much announced that Ren is getting taken out of the starting lineup for the next game. And of course, now we get to see his reaction. It's just like we predicted. And just common sense, right? He's very upset. He doesn't understand why he was taken out. He's saying he's not the only one that messed up. And then he's saying that, pretty much he doesn't feel like he deserves to be taken out. You know what I'm saying? And that's, this is Ren, he don't really mess up. So he feels like probably is like, like, oh, this is the one time I think I mess up. Now I'm automatically taken out. Like, what's going on? Ego, like, what's up with that, right? But then we see Ego explains it in further detail. This is kind of, I think after I made my video, I started thinking about this too. I don't know if I put it in the video or not, but you can go back and check. But we already this was the point that Ego brings up is a very great point, because he brings up how Ren is too influenced by Asagi's ego, which is very, very important. And the more you think about it, it makes sense, because you have to understand they've been going on this rivalry and so much has been going on to a point where just naturally, just as a human, right, he started in a way kind of leaning on Asagi's ego, right? He started way back from when back when they were in Blue Lock together, right? And he took Asagi with him because Asagi was leading him towards new levels of his ego. Asagi was leading new formats for him to devour and reach heights that he couldn't have reached before. After a while, that starts to become pretty much a crutch. And that's kind of what their relationship goes off. He was waiting for Asagi to go off of, so that he can, get a new burst. He can get a new feature. He can get a new play off of that. But Ego saying you're getting too influenced by Asagi. So when Asagi struggled, you struggled. Not because Ren really should have struggled, because he's so busy looking at Asagi. Okay, what's Asagi going to do? I'm going to try to counter that. What's Asagi going to do? Okay, I'm going to play with him on that. That you're starting to rely on him too much, and you're not really being yourself anymore fully. Your ego's being watered down. Your ego's not in its full form yet. Or the one that he has right now is just wishy-washy. And that's why pretty much Ego told him, I want you to think about that this next game. How your ego was looking in that game that just passed, and is that a good representation of the best striker in the world? No. Right? So, like I said, Ego's always playing chess. So this is all to make Ren better, because he already admitted that Blue Locks this whole time has been focused on Asagi and Ren, their development and them devouring each other and getting better and better and better. And that surrounding force has been made Blue Lock what it is. So like I said, Ren is one of his investments. Ren is arguably, him and Asagi go back and forth as the best on Blue Lock. So he's an investment and very precious to Ego. So Ego's trying to make sure, hey, you got to get it together. You got to figure out your ego, right? So as we continue on with that, we see Asagi still focused on that game. I love that's one thing I love about Asagi. Asagi does not, if he messes up or something's not right, he's gonna keep studying. He's gonna keep on trying to figure out how to get to the new format that he needs to get to win. He's not gonna play around. So we see he's resting up, and then he goes into where Ren's pretty much stretching that. He just starts stretching as well, starting thinking about what Ego was saying, and then Ren's getting irritated because Asagi's there, but Asagi's kind of just ignoring him. He's just kind of chilling, stretching beside him, but not really saying anything. And then Ren's like, what are you doing here? What do you want? You don't ever be in here. Like, what's going on with this? Why are you here? And Asagi's like, no, none of your business. You know what I'm saying? But, they start finally having their conversation and dialogue, and he's just asking Ren, he's like, aren't you upset about what Ego said? He's like, I'm literally livid. Asagi says he's livid that he messed up and that they didn't win that game. And Ren just kind of like, yeah, that boy Asagi, I'm be playing. But this is where we see Asagi gain some new insight from the information that Ego got, plus his experience in the game and his experience when he was going against Hugo, right? Because he said that now that he understands that Ego has given us the information of what an ego actually is, and it's the player's lifestyle format and their mindset that creates their ego. He's saying now he understands the let me get it right. Your ego idiosyncrasy. Idiosyncrasy, yes. The synchronicity of your ego, right? So he's saying there's certain traits that go along with it. Like he understands, Sagi understands that he's a rebel, right? Because he always is like the second best on the field. That's always been. And then he figures out a strategy and he figures out a format to overcome the number one player. And that's how he becomes number one player. So he's a rebel. He's like people like, Renner are destroyer, right? Because, all they want to do is just destroy everyone on the field. Anyone that's better than them gets destroyed. You know what I'm saying? All these different examples. Bashra wants to be free. You know what I'm saying? All these people and their different synchronicities of their ego this is a trait in kind of the format of builds their ego and builds their play style and who they are just as a player, right? So the whole point of Asagi bringing this up is because Asagi wanted to know more about Ren's ego, and that's why I asked him, explain to me again what your ego is about again. Because remember, this is what we're talking about. Now that we understand this format, that it's the ego is the mindset, and it's the your experiences and your ideal image. That's what your ego kind of represents and how your play style is going to be shaped around. This is important because this is how they get to, like he's saying, the main reason they lost is because they couldn't get a chemical reaction between Isagi and Ren. So he's saying this is how you get it. You learn more about your the player you're trying to sync up with. Learn about his ego, your ego, and see different points of potentially where they can join together and where you can find some common ground and some dope combos and chemical reactions potentially are waiting to be brewed up. And I think that's what we're being set up for. So this is some real exciting stuff because they're figuring stuff out. They're able to have a conversation, and what I'm saying, Ren was kind of just like, dang, like it's to the point where Asagi's giving me hints. Like he was just like, this dude's over here giving me hints about my ego and different formats of doing things. And so we see where even Asagi's kind of saying like, oh no, I think it was Ren, but Ren's saying pretty much like he labeled him like a demon or something because he's saying he labeled Asagi like the Demon King or something because he's saying it's like you're a rebel, but you gotta understand the whole point of the rebel is just to be the number one. But it's more than that. It's like Asagi's willing to win, and he was more like a chess master, a king, a monarch, right? And he's setting things up. He's telling people what to do. He's saying, no, I need you to be this so we can win this. I need you. And that's pretty much how this chapter ends. Is like he's telling Ren, like, you know what I'm saying? You need to get your stuff together, get your ego online, and come on this field so we can destroy this team and we can get back to making sure that Blue Lock doesn't end and we can win and be the best in the world, right? So he's saying, let's get to it. He's like, we don't have time to waste. And I love too the confidence we see from Asagi right there too, where Ren's like, I'm not even in the starting lineup anymore, and Asagi's like, don't worry about that, just be ready to play. She's like, don't worry about that, I got you. He's like, just be ready to play, be ready to show up and be Ren and show me what that ego's looking like and show me what we can create out there. And it's really interesting, right? When we think about just the level that they're gonna have to be at though, because you saw in the beginning of the chapter, right? We saw Kaiser. We saw Bunny. These guys is not playing. So I think sometimes we get so caught up in just like, okay, well, you know what I'm saying? They almost beat one of the best teams, but it's like, no, they have a lot more competition out there. There's a lot more competition that we're not even thinking about. You feel me? A lot more competition out. And then I remember from the last arc, some of those guys that Asagi went against, I don't know if they're going to have to still go against them again too, if they make it in the tournament. So my point though is this is just the beginning. We have to get this format set up, and this is why Asagi's so focused on Ren right now, because they're the two anchors of this team. So we're saying we got to get this together. We got to be on a point to where these guys can't mess with us, because otherwise we're going to be done before it begins. You know what I'm saying? Because they're the two anchors. If they can't get a chemical reaction, if they can't work together in this field for the greater good of being the best team ever, to being the best striker ever, then there's no real point, right? So it's really just intriguing. I want to hear you guys comments and let me know what you guys think about this chapter. It wasn't too long of a chapter, but it was really good. We got some very, 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 very good details out of this. Very, very crucial. And we see the next appearance for us is going to be in this game. What do you guys think as well? What Asagi means? Oh, I'm going to make a chance for you. What does that look like? Do you guys think they're just going to destroy the team to the point where he's like, "Hey, can you put Ren in so we can figure this out?" Or what do you guys think that looks like? Or is he going to set up a set position or something? Asagi's a tactician, so I'm saying this could go many ways. But I just wanted to know if that you guys got a specific imaging of how he's gonna make sure that Kaiser Ren can get in this game. I said Kaiser, my bad, y'all. That Ren can get in this game. I'm looking forward to that Kaiser and Sagi rematch, though. You already know. But yeah, I think that's mostly it for this chapter. We see also that this is it. Like, if they don't win, this is over. So I guess their score. What is their score? Their score is they got 1 win, 1 loss, right? So they have to win this next game in order to stay in the tournament. Otherwise, Blue Lock is done. So it's now or never. And I think the fact that we know that, I think there's going to be a little pressure, though. You know what I'm saying? And if I had to predict it, there's going to be a little pressure from this team, obviously. You know, they're not a bad team. They might be really, really good. You feel me? But I feel like this is going to be their test. This is going to be the moment that's going to make people show up and show out and reach another level if they're going to do it. Now's the time, right? Because this is it. This is potentially the last game if they don't win. Now, of course, they're all going in to win. And Yeah, I'm intrigued to see how that looks. I'm intrigued to see how what Ego said about describing the Egoist and the different styles that Asagi's talking about. If he talks to other people or talks to his other teammates about that, I'm excited to see how that will affect their egos as well, their play styles as well, their development as well. And I just want to see a whole team of egoists locked in chemical reactions and just devouring each other and doing it the proper way, though, to where obviously they're winning the game. And this is really just a battle between themselves, right? Chess match. But thank you if you stayed to the end of this video. I know this one wasn't too long, but we covered pretty much all the main points of it. It wasn't too long of a chapter, but it had really good information that we needed. It's setting the scene for the next one, where we already know that game, man. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. We're gonna see what Asagi's talking about, how they're gonna get Ren in the game, how they're gonna fix their issues and their chemical reaction meshability, so they can get that right, and we're gonna see what happens. But yeah, I appreciate you if you stay to the end of this video. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna try to be as consistent as possible for you guys with these chapters. Let me guys know in the comments what you guys think as well, or just any ideas or any theories that you guys have as what is to come. Right, Blue Lock forever, man. And then let me know as well, also, if any other mangas or any other animes you guys want me to look at. I'll try to tap in with those so I can be ready to start being caught up and reacting or reviewing those as well. Peace. God bless.